What's going on, you guys? Brother Doug here, giving you my insight on things, media, like movies, TV, video games, comics, manga, Sentai. Anyways, I want to try something new with this video. I wanted to give you my top five anime villains. The anime villains are like a huge part of the anime and manga universe because they're so different than today's cartoons. A lot of cartoons villains, feel sorry for the hero, and sometimes they switch sides and the whole shebang. But the anime villains actually compare to the Disney villains, and the Disney villains are still number one. There's no villains like the Disney villains. And so, without further ado, here's my top five. Now, this one is kind of tricky because a lot of people be like, "What? Are you serious? He's a good guy." No, not really. It's a theoretically thing that you think he's a good guy. But coming in at number five, Light Yagami. The reason I picked Light was because you gotta think of that movie American Gangster. You know how Denzel played the drug dealer and Russell Crowe played, the cop, the detective. I know a lot of people, including me, were rooting for Denzel, to get away with, selling drugs, well, getting his money. There's a difference between getting money and getting drugs. But, at the end of the day, the cops are the good guys, pigs. But I guess we were rooting for the bad guy, and it's kind of like that movie Heat. We're rooting for Robert De Niro, but really Al Pacino was the good guy. But with Light Yagami and L, Light was the bad guy. He was just killing people. I guess for a certain cause, whereas L was, a good guy, a detective, a case solver. So that's why I picked Light number five villains. He got what he got what he deserved at the end though. Numero cuatro, Kimberly from Full Metal Alchemist. Kimberly was real smooth with it though. I'll give you that. Kimberly was he was a hustler. He was playing both the homunculus and the military. So with Kimberly, he was raw. He was the crimson alchemist. He was making stuff self-destruct with his hands. Wait, what was the Crimson Alchemist? Yeah, well, anyway, you gotta know what I'm talking about, the destruction. Kimberly, it's just so hard to explain Kimberly in words. He was just sick with it. He had his own game plan where he's following someone else's game plan. But at the end, he got what he deserved. And that's why Kimberly comes in at number four. Oh, wait. Also, because he, killed Scar's family and, Scar's brother, his Kimberly, I remember the best line he had was when, if you saw Brotherhood, remember when he was talking with Isaac McDougal, and Isaac was like, "You killed those people for no reason." He was like, "No, I didn't kill those people because I had to. I killed those people because I could." And I thought that was the most gangster line. And when he was talking to one soldier or one general, I forgot the general's name, and then I guess the general got killed, and then Kimberly was like, "Oh, how rude! He died during our conversation." Like he didn't care that someone like a tank. A missile just killed somebody right next to you? That's how smooth he was. And that's why Kimberly comes in at number four. Number three, Enel from One Piece, the Thunder God. The reason I picked him was, remember how a long time ago I told you guys I just got into One Piece and I had to skip a couple of arcs just to really find out what was interesting? I read the Skypiea storyline, and this dude was, man, I remember one one warrior stabbed Enel in the head, and Enel lived, and then he blasted the shit out of the dude, and I was like, wow. But then, it all comes back because he fought Luffy, and even though Luffy was rubber, and, electric is feudal against, electric is feudal against rubber, he still got in Luffy's ass, though, with the gold ball. Remember, I'm sorry if I spoiled it for anybody, but Enel comes in at number three. He's just a gangster villain. Number two, the homunculus, man. To break it down, these ones are based off the seven deadly sins. There's wrath, there's lust, there's greed, there's envy, there's gluttony, and did I miss one? Oh, sloth. These ones are, man, they all have their own distinct personalities based off these sins, and it's crazy, Rad, aka King Bradley, he was a gangster. He was taking people down with his sword. My favorite battle is between him and Ling, during the end when Ling was in Greed was in Ling's body, towards the end of the story. You guys gotta check that out. Lust, she was pretty, fine anime character, but she was still deadly though. with the little fingers. Envy. Oh, don't get me started with Envy. Envy is the reason why this whole evolving war started. Well, him and Bradley, but you got to read the story to find out. But Envy, just shape shifting and turning people against each other and manipulating minds and instigating. Sloth, he was okay. He was slow. That's what sloth means, being lazy, and he was taking down people, but still. Gluttony, he just eating people. I like Gluttony. Gluttony's pretty cool. Greed was dope before he got into Ling's body. He had the metal. He turned his whole body into copper or whatever. He was still feudal against King Bradley, the first battle, not the second battle. The second battle because he had Ling's body, so it kind of overpowered that. Pride. I forgot about Pride. That little mother. Woo, man. Words can't describe Pride, but how on the first Full Metal Alchemist anime series, the one that had nothing to do really with the manga, he was really a human character. But in the second series, Brotherhood, the real story, he was a homunculus who pretended to be King Bradley's son because he's been a Führer for, not a Führer, but a child of the Führer for years, before King Bradley came. So with Pride, he was a manipulator too. Remember how he manipulated Hawkeye, and telling telling Hawkeye, she better not tell nobody that he's a homunculus, or she'll kill all the people. He'll kill all the people that she loves and whatnot. Kind of like King Bradley did to Ed when Ed was threatening to tell people. He was Bradley was like he was gonna kill Winry. So hey, the homunculus, and you can't forget Father. The granddaddy of the daddy of them all, not the granddaddy, but you got to read the story to find out about Father. So that's why the homunculus come in at number 2. Last but not least, drum roll please, Frieza. Frieza comes in at number 1. I know a lot of y'all thinking, how come not Cell and why not Broly? Well, the thing is, Broly was kind of weak because he got hit in the stomach because remember he got stabbed or tortured when he was a baby. That was kind of weak. The punch in the gut. Come on, anybody could have whooped his ass if they would have known that. But Cell, reason I didn't choose Cell because Cell was a copy of the other characters. Frieza, Goku, Piccolo, Vegeta. The whole nine. And I don't really do copies because what's the point? You might as well have the original, which is Frieza. Frieza was dope because he was dope, but he was still a villain. He was still a badass. He took down a whole army. No, rephrase that. He took down a whole world with one finger blast. Remember Goku's dad, Bardock? Man, Frieza. He had many transformations. Frieza is just it took 25 episodes just to kick his ass. Do you realize that? 50 episodes of the Namek saga, and we were like, wow, can they just whoop one motherfucker, one person? Are you serious? And Frieza reigned supreme. That's why he took number 1. With the other villains I listed, only took a few episodes to whoop them, but Frieza, it took many episodes just to whoop him. But then when he came back, people were still intimidated by him, but then Trunks whooped that ass, and that's the end of the story. A lot of people say the android. Why not the androids? Androids are copies as well, because they took some data from Goku when Goku was still younger. During the Dragon Ball series, not Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball series. And Frieza, he put up a hell of a fight with Goku in Super Saiyan mode, so I'll give him that. Other than that, y'all, that's my blogs. That's my top 5 anime villains. If you guys agree or disagree with these villains, leave me a comment. Make sure you subscribe and comment. I'm really serious about that. Subscribe. Comment. Let me know who are your top 5 villains. And I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.